Plonk.
Plonk?
Plonk.
Is that a game?
No, that's Plinko.
Okay. Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we are back with The Haunting of Bly Manor. Now, this is a series that we decided to react to that we haven't really made an announcement about. But surprise, surprise, here we are. Now,
Hi.
If you're unaware, we haven't been doing this reaction thing very long. And one of the things that we were very excited about was watching shows that we love, but also shows suggested by you. But one of the shows that we love that we really haven't had a chance to talk about too much was The Haunting of Hill House. It was a fantastic series from Mike Flanagan on Netflix, and kind of took the world by storm. Like it was a big water cooler show. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
Not that people talk around water coolers these days, but still, everybody talked about The Haunting of Hill House. A lot of reactors reacted to it, and it's been fun for me as a fan of the show to watch other reactors reacting to that show. To see if they get scared at all the same things that I get scared at, and that kind of thing. I know I watched it in advance because you had a crazy work schedule.
I did.
You always do.
I don't know when I don't have. I don't know when I don't have a crazy work schedule. So yeah, Jeff watched. He was several episodes ahead of me. I think we watched the.
But
first
I also
episode
watched.
together,
No, see, I watched all of it through,
and then
I watched it with my daughter, my oldest daughter, and then I watched it with you.
So he got the benefit of a three-peat there.
Yeah, and I enjoyed the show so much that was not a problem for me at all. So we knew kind of early on when this was announced, The Haunting of Bly Manor, not necessarily a sequel to, because the stories are unrelated, but it does have the same crew behind it. Mike Flanagan running the show.
I don't. The same actors, I think.
Some of the same actors are back with some new additions as well. I do know going in that this is going to be a very different kind of show.
Yes.
The Haunting of Hill House was very much a gothic horror kind of show. This is more of a gothic romance with some horror elements to it. So I don't expect there to be quite as many like big scares and that kind of thing.
Well, not that The Haunting of Hill House had huge jump scares.
Well, it didn't have jump scares.
Thank goodness.
It had one notable one that worked really well.
It was great.
And it was exactly the way that you should do one of those. But yeah, this is a different kind of show. So my expectations are basically set at zero. Like I know that it'll be a quality production because Mike Flanagan's back to kind of show run for this, but I don't know what to expect story-wise. Do you?
No. I heard about the romance thing, but other than that, no. I have no idea what to expect. A little jealous of some people who got to watch advanced screening copies. Yeah, that was lucky, guys. Lucky, but that's okay. We're not nearly as lucky. We are about 1/1,000,000% of your channel.
Plus, we're not really doing a review per se.
True.
Most of the people that got the screeners were reviewers. Yeah. But what we are going to do is watch each episode. Every Friday we'll put up our reaction to this show, and we'll just go through it a step at a time. Now it has dropped. You can watch the whole thing right now on Netflix, and you should. Watching us, not a market substitute for watching that and supporting the show. However, we are going to react to it. We're going to give you our thoughts on each episode every Friday, and then when we're done, we'll talk about the series as a whole and give you our thoughts on the whole season. But yeah, that's it. What you can do on your end is be sure and watch along with us, and then leave us comments down below what you thought about the episode. Maybe some things that you noticed that we didn't. Because I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Right now, it's like after 2:00 in the morning. We're going to watch this first episode. Chances of us catching everything slim to none.
Well, I was going to say, it was interesting after The Haunting of Hill House watching I think we watched like some documentary, the making of it as well.
We watched some behind the scenes things.
Some behind the scenes stuff, and just so much thought and detail went into that your eye and your brain caught it, but you didn't see
register.
it. Yeah, it didn't like register consciously. So I'm looking forward to more of that, but also maybe looking at whatever new things that they're going to try for us. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. Now, before we jump into that, as always, if you like this sort of content, be sure and give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. We love it when you do that. We're literally one subscriber away from 300, which is tiny, 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 but we're still excited for every single one of you that jump on board. Thank you for doing that. And hopefully by the time you're seeing this, maybe we'll be over 300. Who knows? But also other ways that you can help support us if you like this sort of content. You can buy merch merch. Heidi's wearing a PPF Pop-Up Fizzle shirt right now. Link will be in the description for that. Also, you can consider Patreon, where you're going to get the full reaction to this. And since this is the first episode of a new series that we're reacting to, you can, for free, watch the first episode. You just sync us up along with Netflix and watch along. Anyway, that link will be in the description as well. We're not going to delay any further. We're going to jump right into Haunting of Bly Manor. Yeah. I'm going to pop open my Blastin' Butterscotch from Wild Bill's. Not a sponsor, but they are a big-time supporter of cons and that kind of thing. You'll almost always find them there offering their soda. And since cons were canceled this year, I just snagged some cans. So thank you, Wild Bill's, for being available. We're going to jump right into the episode now. Here we go.
Okay.
2007. Okay.
Can I have your attention, please?
Nope.
You'll get to your meals momentarily.
An auction. Oh, no.
The bride has asked me to speak. I thought she was joking. Why invite such catastrophe upon your own wedding?
Catastrophe. Oh, I didn't even realize that was Carla Gugino.
No idea what
Oh.
you are letting yourself for.
And if a child gives the effect another turn of the screw, what do you say to two?
Twice the screw? I don't know.
The teacher was, by choice, a solitary young woman in his old family home in Wessex.
A no pair. That's some sort of Bluetooth device.
I think so.
Alone in the country.
Look out. Chill.
Did we see something in that reflection besides her?
Probably, but I missed it.
It's a great good place.
Great good.
There are a few others on the grounds. A cook, groundskeeper.
Oh, again?
Town. There is a live-in housekeeper, but the children would be your responsibility and yours alone.
I'm gonna be in England a while longer. Yeah, quite a while, actually. I got a job. Yeah, I got a trial position, at least till the end of the summer. Anyway.
Huh.
You
Interesting.
can reach me when I get to the
Yep.
house.
So maybe we did see something in that reflection.
When I have the number. I love you, Mom.
Oh.
Yep. That was exactly what I saw.
Miss Clayton?
Yeah.
Owen,
Ezra Bridger?
Nice to meet you.
we go. Oh, let's get back.
Yeah. I have some bags.
No worries.
Creepy
Beautiful song.
child singing.
Song.
The one you were just singing?
You're Miss Clayton. You must be. Oh, and you're so pretty. I told Mars you'd be pretty. How perfectly splendid.
You must be Flora. I hope I didn't startle you.
Not at all. You're expected.
Oh.
Just so pleased you're here. Mrs. Gross want to see you. And Miles. And Owen. And Jamie.
You know, I've met Owen
When did you meet Owen?
on the car ride up. Now, what's that?
Oh, this. Just a silly thing, really. Just a moment.
I'm gonna go throw my little doll in the pond and drown it.
What a gorgeous lake.
Oh, you mustn't. It really is just a smelly old pond. And do you know there are leeches in there? Whole little things like vampire slugs and the nastiest beetles. Who needs that old pond anyway? There's so much else that's so much better.
Eh.
It really is perfectly splendid to meet you.
A great good place.
Quaint little place there.
Yeah, just a little.
And it yearned
hovel, really.
to welcome her home.
Ugh. I don't want houses to yawn open at me.
This is a foyer.
You've had a whole house in it.
Please, splendid.
Okay, we need
Come along.
a new set of
This
words.
is the kitchen, and it's perfectly splendid.
Okay, yeah, please find new words.
Owen, and this is where our parents used to live. We don't go in there anymore. We don't go in there anymore. It's all covered up.
I'm afraid this wing's closed at the moment.
And covered up. But underneath it all, it's all just perfectly splendid.
Oh my gosh. Are we just supposed to be annoyed by that? Because I am.
Thank you. It's very pretty.
It's haunted.
I'm just gonna finish up here and see you in a few minutes, okay?
Of course.
gonna eat?
Yeah. I'll have it later.
Hmm.
Okay.
Weird.
Yes, you're a very silly girl.
Where did you get that?
What?
The butterfly clip.
Oh, Miles gave it to me.
He shouldn't have done that
Why not?
because it doesn't belong to you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm guessing it was the mother's, maybe?
Who does
Probably.
it belong to?
Or maybe the other nanny.
Miss Jessel,
Who's that?
the other one. But for you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I was wrong. It's actually fine.
What?
Can I get out now?
Is that me?
Why, no, silly. You're you. It's just a dolly.
Touche. Who are all these?
Why, they're dolls, of course.
Of course.
You, miss, have a lot of dolls. And we're going
And a giant dollhouse.
Mm-hmm.
pick them all up before we go to sleep, okay?
Ah.
Put her back. She stays there.
Yuck.
That you stay in your room.
That's
Don't leave your room at night. Stay in your bed until morning.
those are very aggressive crickets.
Yeah. They carry axes and blow torches there.
Mm-hmm.
What a beautiful day.
Is it?
Wow, I'll never get tired of this place, I swear.
Mm.
You've got to stay in your room.
Come and see. Why?
So she doesn't see you.
Who?
The lady.
Ah.
What lady?
The bent neck lady?
The lady in the lake.
Flora.
Lawful evil. Was that Owen? Or who she thought was Owen? Didn't quite see her. Was it somebody different?
No, it was her twin from the last series.
Oh, cool.
The gardener did not even introduce herself to
Ah.
the new au pair. She barely acknowledged her at all. Simply treated her as if she'd always been there.
Are you sure you saw someone up there?
Absolutely. I waved. He didn't wave back.
Well, we do get ramblers sometimes. People that want to have a look at the gardens.
Well, you're not going to eat anything?
Oh, no, I already ate. Just here for the company.
You must try this.
Flora, don't.
It's very strange that she never eats.
Yep.
Rebecca, poor Rebecca.
Okay.
Details, please.
She was a bright young thing. There was a man. Which really is the only thing that can bring down a woman like that.
Hey.
His vices in disguise of its graces. Anyway, the less said about him, the better. And she was gone long before she waded into that lake.
Oh.
Flora found her.
Ew.
And Jamie found Flora.
Imagination. I love your imagination. And everyone in this house is so lucky that you're using yours to keep us safe. Just promise me that when you're keeping us all safe, that you keep yourself safe first.
Yeah. Kids.
Guys, I said no games. Open up. Open the door.
This may be their attempt to keep her safe, though.
Miles.
That mirror covered up.
Uh-huh.
It was an accident.
Bed. Now.
Yeah, like she's following dirty footsteps.
Yeah. Oh, so difficult to not want to I definitely want to see more.
Yeah.
And it was just automatically just skipping to the next episode because that's what Netflix does. It drops the entire series.
But for now, that's it for us. The first episode, which, by the way, is called A Great Good Place, done for now. So, yeah, definitely was surprised to see Carla Gugino just because I hadn't heard her mentioned in relation to this as being one of the people that came back.
Special guest star.
Yes, but her narration throughout this episode, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Glad to see her.
Yeah. It's a running gag that Heidi never remembers who Carla Gugino is, so she's doing that for my benefit.
Yeah, it's actually been at least a year now that I can remember who she is.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it for the first episode. Now, I know this is the only episode of the season that Mike Flanagan actually directed, but I know that he was involved as, of course, the showrunner, so I can already feel the differences between this and Hill House. Certainly there's a foreboding sense here, but not to the level that we got from Hill House because it's angling in a different direction. And I kind of like that. I feel like if we got something that was
the same,
like a spiritual sequel to Hill House, we'd spend all of our time comparing the two.
And thankfully it's not, so that we won't.
Yeah,
it seems so that we're not going to.
Yeah,
but
I also was going to say, going back to the narration here, I really like that they're using narration from the book itself to sort of undergird what they're doing visually. That's pretty cool to me.
Yeah,
it adds something to it, and I think brings it up a level, in a different kind of way. And they had some of that with Hill House too.
They did.
They had some little narrative bits, but I like that we started that way. I like the acting so far from everybody. We didn't get to see a lot. We were just kind of getting to know the main characters.
Yeah.
But,
and so, we always say, a lot of different things about the shows that we react to about how the first season is finding the legs, introducing the characters. And for a limited series like this one, they really have a lot of heavy lifting to do in the first first couple of episodes. So for this, we have been introduced to our main characters. We have our setup. We know that there's some creepy stuff happening. So I feel like we've got a lot of meat in this episode, even though it wasn't it wasn't fast-paced action, it was but they got everything in, and it was very interesting, a very interesting way to do it.
Yeah. Definitely early days for this as far as getting settled into the story. Now, I did recently see the movie The Turning, which is based on the same work. So there are very familiar elements to this. But I have a feeling that just given the people involved and what we got from Hill House, I suspect that although they will be faithful in some ways to the story itself, that they'll also find new ways to sort of twist and move through that story in a way that brings some freshness to it.
Of course, I'm sitting here wondering about the people that are in that house in California. What's happening to them?
Right.
It's a story within a story. These are other people that are being told this story, but they have their own stories. So I'm wondering if we're going to get bits and pieces for them as well. Probably not that much, but it could be
possible.
It could be something that life might imitate art. Some stuff might be starting to happen to people in California. They'll, be spooked out, and maybe they'll decide to stay in that place. Who knows? So we'll figure out, what's happening with them at some point in time.
Or it could have just been the setup to have her telling that story.
I suppose.
But either way, I'm definitely invested in this already. I enjoy. Now, the one thing we're having an issue with, we just got new lights for filming, and those lights are making it very difficult to see the dark spots when, in as a character's moving through darkness, it's really hard to make out what they're looking at.
Yeah, so we're going to have to play around with that and figure out how that works.
It's going to be a learning curve there. But yeah, I'm on board already.
Yeah, for sure. Like I honestly, I really want to watch this again to see if there's anything that I missed.
Like on a regular TV without these big lights shining in our faces. Sure.
So that might happen. But for everyone who is binging tonight, enjoy. Hope that you have lots of coffee in the morning or the ability to sleep.
Right.
But for us, we are just watching this one episode, and then we're going to binge the rest after my crazy next set of work schedule nights.
Yes, but you'll be watching this on Friday, the day that this is released. So hopefully we'll get to you early. If you want to see the rest of our reactions to this series, you can come back every Friday. We'll have those up.
Yep.
We'll be binging when we can, but for sure we'll upload every Friday for you until we're done, and then we'll chat with you about what we thought about the series overall. Yep. Again, if you want to see the full, uninterrupted, unedited version of our reaction, you can find that on Patreon. Just follow the link down in the description. And really all the shows we react to are there. So if there's any interest there, we're also reacting to
Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine on the Star Trek side of things, and Farscape, and we finished up Stargirl. We finished up the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so we've got lots of other things to check out. If you're interested in those, be sure and look for those as well. That's it for this time.
I think so, yeah.
Until we're back with episode 2. We'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.